Hello, hello. Welcome to the Impression Podcast. I have my guest today, Matthew Clanton. Thank you for being with us here.
Yeah,
Matthew.
thanks, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate you getting my last name right.
Hey, I tried.
You're like the first person in the world that's ever gotten my last name right.
I think it's because I have that little bit of twang.
It could be.
It could be. You know, that lower, slower Delaware I kind of got going on. So
that's it. Good job.
Well, I got Matthew here with me. Matthew, I want to give you this opportunity to describe to the audience just kind of what you do, man.
Yeah, dude. So I made a joke about it just a minute ago. I get our nation's heroes into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt over the next 30 years. I'm a mortgage loan originator.
Okay.
So I do home loans.
All right. I was sitting here, I had my brain churning. I was like, government still.
Yeah. No, man, I'm a mortgage loan originator. I can't call myself a lender legally because I don't have the money physically to give out, right?
All right.
I'm part of a mortgage brokerage, and I'm an LO in that mortgage brokerage called Gapitol Mortgage.
Okay.
Shout out to the Gapitol team. So, yeah, dude, we originate home loans, and my niche is veterans. So.
Helping everybody out. Does that tie into the VA loan process at all with that? Or is it a separate entity? Or?
Yeah. So, I mean, any LO can pretty much do any type of loan other than like reverse mortgages and things like that. We have to get special licenses for special training. But yeah, dude, I think right now I'm just above 90% of all the home loans that I originate are VA loans.
Okay.
Very, very niche specific. I want to stick to that.
So I'd take the standard assumption, obviously, if nobody else got it, you had some time in. So that's why you hold that a little bit near and dear.
Yeah. Total time in service, 14 years, man, in the Corps. Yeah, I credit it to where I am today. I think the Marine Corps is a phenomenal organization as long as your heart's in it.
Yeah, well, somebody who is also looking for the transition as well. Thank you for your service and your time and dedication.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So today, our topic we're going to be talking about is origin story. Me, as one of our resident nerds, I hold this topic near and dear because I believe everybody has their own hero origin story.
Cool.
And of how it goes. So transitioning from the Corps to the civilian world and, putting people in hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. What was your calling? When did Nick Fury come to you and say, "Welcome to the Avengers"?
Dude, I was still in the Corps. I think so. Xavi and I served in the Marine Corps together back in like 2000. Dude, I don't know when he was there, but like 2012 is when I got out there.
Okay,
and I started learning how to. I hate the word sales, but consultative selling skills, right? So. Learned how to really gauge people's needs and wants and desires and motivators. And I think if we fast forward a few years, I was off recruiting duty. I was stationed out here at Camp Pendleton, and my mom and dad both had backgrounds in real estate. My dad was a real estate broker for forever.
Okay.
Somehow, and my wife and I were just talking about this the other day, somehow I ended up getting my real estate license and realizing that there was this massive need of education. No one was talking about the VA home loan. No one was talking about buying houses to create wealth for yourself. It was just live paycheck to paycheck in the Marine Corps and, go out and do what Marines do.
Don't go get yourself an asset to be able to set yourself up for the long run.
It wasn't like the main priority, right? The main priority, especially when I came in, was like Fallujah, Ramadi, things like that. So, dude, fast forward all those years and I'm realizing that it could really help people, especially like my fellow Marines and stuff. I said, hey, I got this knowledge, might as well spread it and help out. So got into real estate. From real estate, transitioned into mortgages. Cody Stevens, the owner of Gapitol Mortgage, he was talking to me. He said, look, dude, if you're going back to North Carolina, which I actually moved back to North Carolina for a few years actually, and moved back out here and kind of split my time now. But he said, are you going to sell real estate in North Carolina? I said, yeah, I figure. He said, why don't you just originate loans? Like you ask us questions all the time. We're your preferred lender, like blah, blah, blah. Why don't you do that? So got my LO's license and haven't looked back since, dude.
Does that diversify you on like the real estate side of things?
Yeah. So I'm still a realtor out here in Southern California, so I can still help, facilitate purchasing of real estate and selling real estate. But I think mindset wise, that was a huge piece for me is let me be as valuable as possible. Let me make sure I understand the real estate side and the sales and purchasing, but let me also understand the mortgage side and the finances and the planning and all that too. So
I think that's an attribute that we talk about quite often, at least on this show too, is that kind of driven motivation and wanting to make yourself as valuable, as indispensable as possible. Because you I mean, you can have so many people that go through there and they get involved in whether it's mortgage or, the fitness sphere or whatever our backgrounds are, right? And if you don't make yourself as indispensable as possible and keep pushing all those, further on, avenues that you can do, you kind of taper off or stall yourself at some point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously you can become a master of your trade, but at some point you want to, like you said, man, you want to be more valuable. You want to make sure that you're providing value. You want to make sure that if somebody asks you a question, you know a little bit about it, enough to hold your ground, because they're going to go get it from somewhere else if you can't provide that. So,
all right. So I want to move a little bit forward, because we kind of talked about the slow build that you kind of had. It wasn't exactly one moment for you. It was kind of a, follow the dots.
Gradual.
Yeah, it was a little bit of follow the dots.
For sure.
You eventually you became Captain America. Yeah. Towards the end of it, right?
Yeah.
So what was probably like the hardest, like hard stop, like the most difficult hard stop, like that one piece of adversity that, you really had to push through in order to keep that track?
Oh man, I don't think I've experienced like a massive hard stop or like a hardship in this industry. I would say if I had to pick out something that was more difficult than another time frame, would be the market that we just entered. So there's a lot of LOs quitting. There's a lot of LOs not making an income right now, or realtors not making an income. I saw a thing the other day that said there's like 2 million realtors in the nation, I think, or something like that. And like 800,000 of them haven't closed a deal this year.
Wow.
And if that's true, which I don't, so don't quote me, guys and ladies, but if that's true, that's concerning.
Substantial.
Right? The market definitely shifted.
Number.
So I think keeping myself educated, making sure that I'm a prominent source in this sphere of people to go to, influencers to go to. So if you check out my Instagram, check out my social media, I'm always dropping videos. I'm always trying to educate. I'm always trying to be that person that people can trust to come to and say, hey, I'm concerned about buying a house in this market. I'm concerned about taking out a loan in this market. Where do you see interest rates going? Where do you see the housing market?
That's probably the number one thing.
Is it going to crash, right?
Yeah.
So, just making sure that I'm staying relevant and constantly educating myself so that I can answer these tough questions and instill that. Yeah, that's it, man. Just instilling that feel good in people and letting them know where we're headed.
So you're kind of seeing it right now then, like what you would think is the biggest wall.
Yeah. I think that's good.
And then just keeping that push. For somebody else, you would kind of see that maybe wants to get into what you're doing right now. How would you kind of navigate them outside that maybe doesn't have, I don't want to say clout for lack of a better term, but doesn't have your standing in the community with your outreach? How would you recommend they continue forward?
Oh man. So it's funny you asked me that. So there's this quote. I don't know who said it. I can't remember who said it. I don't even know where it came from, but it was like relationships.
Somebody quoted it.
Someone quoted
Abraham Lincoln
at some point.
Let's just go with Abraham Lincoln.
There we go. Abraham Lincoln once said that your network is your rainy day fund.
I mean, that does sound like Lincoln. I would.
Yeah. I don't know if they had network back then. It's probably like a made up word.
He couldn't hunt vampires all by himself, man. He had to have some sort of network.
That's a good point. So anyway, someone along the lines of Abraham Lincoln said your network is your rainy day fund. And I think I lean on that heavily, man, because I am constantly interacting with people. I'm constantly following up. The money's in the follow-up, right? And a lot of people might not need your help now, but they're going to need your help in the future. And I don't mean that as in just consumers and clients and borrowers. I mean like realtors. Realtors are one of my main clients, right? I need to go out and sell myself to a realtor. So if you're a new LO, if you're somebody that's getting into the industry, make sure that you're getting out there and you're talking to people, just getting your face in front of people and showing them, I'm here. I'm a subject matter expert. I do this well. I do VA loans well, bro. I don't go out and I don't talk about you. Watch my Instagram.
Don't talk about conventional loans, dude. Don't half-ass anything.
Full-ass everything.
Full-ass everything.
So I don't talk about conventional loans, dude. I talk about VA loans. Bruce Lee didn't practice elbow drops.
Yeah.
Right?
You got to practice what you're good at, too.
1-inch punches, bro. So VA loans. So go out, do something extremely well, educate yourself, and get your face in front of a lot of people. That's it. That's the key.
All right. So going through here, when you said you first got started, I believe you named the head man for Gapitol.
Yeah. Shout out to Cody Stevens.
Would you say he was kind of your mentor going through this process when you started getting, or who was the head honcho? You know, every Amadeus Cho looks up to a Hulk. Every Miles Morales has a Peter Parker.
In the mortgage industry, I would say Cody's mom, Tacey, she's co-owner of Gapitol.
Okay.
Tacey's the VA queen, man. She's been in the industry 30 some years, I think. Just massive amounts of knowledge. So I leaned on her heavily in my first years in this industry. But dude, too many people, shout out to everyone. Like I watch so many videos. I watch all these different people that just encourage me, and motivate me to continue to go out every day and take as best care of veterans as I possibly can. Because I was talking to a girl the other day. It was a while back now. I'd say the other day. It could be like 10 years ago. I'd say the other day, right? But I was talking to this girl.
Time is relative.
That's it, man. And the older I get, the faster it goes. But she said that she was part of the homeless veterans network in San Diego County, and there was 10,000 homeless veterans, which is a massive amount of number. So if I were to come to you today and say, "Hey, bro, you plan on being the next homeless veteran?" What would you say?
Absolutely not.
Then why do we have them?
Exactly. No, it makes sense.
There's a huge issue, and there's a big tie-in to the homeless veteran community as there is to the 22 a day than suicides between veterans. So I think that's one of my biggest motivating factors, man, to get out and educate, give the good word, make sure I get in front of these soldiers, Marines, airmen, Marines, soldiers, if I, whatever.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
Yeah. Seamen.
You
know, I'm a Navy guy as a seaman. That's what they are.
We'll call them sailors.
Yeah. There's that too.
That's better.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting in front of these guys and ladies and just making sure that they understand that there's this benefit that they earned that they can go out and create massive amounts of wealth with in life. That's huge to me, man, because I think a decade or two from now, we're really going to positively impact those numbers.
Yep. We forgot Trump's Space Force as well. I don't know what they're called yet, but
they're called Space Cadets.
Space Cadets. I still just can't think about anything other than Master Chief and Halo. They should have followed the Navy instead of the Air Force construct. The second they found that drop of water on Mars, I'm going to hold firm on that one.
Do they have the same suits as Halo? For all you space cadets out there, chime in because we want to know what you guys wear.
Yeah.
What are you wearing right now?
Other than a space helmet, the astronaut uniform.
A space helmet.
Yeah, just the G forces, just at all times. I feel like they have to adjust the gravity in the building.
I don't know about all that, man. You're an officer. I'm not. You're smarter than me.
I don't know anything about Space Force yet. Maybe when they start standing up buildings. I thought about trying to laterally transfer. I was like, the advancement has to be wide open.
Yeah. Dude, how do you be a door gunner in the Space Force? They had those?
They did it in Halo, just when you go landing on the other planets. I could just see Marines that transferred over just waiting for their chance to open the door.
Vacuum.
Is there enough oxygen yet? Can I?
Is there even a vacuum? Yeah. We eat crayons to make it in space.
Space crayons.
I don't even know where this.
Can you freeze dry the crayons? All right, getting back onto the topic. We talked about the different motivation, the networking. So I think you're saying you can find inspiration in almost anybody. Whether it's somebody that's in the world, somebody that you're watching an inspirational speaker online that kind of gears you.
For sure, dude. I mean, think about it. If you look around, there's reasons. I can pick out 3 things about every single person I meet as to why that person or how that person is blessed, remind them of it, and then find something in common with them and feed off that good energy, dude.
Do you think that's almost a little bit more of a military mindset that we have? Because we're all heroes in our own sense, going out and fighting for our country. You can kind of see how everybody takes the job and gets it done.
Maybe. I don't know where that came from, but sure. I mean, I think, I could see how that could be the case.
Maybe a little bit behind that. Well, going back to the nerdy side, I want to talk, what superhero, if you had to say like what you do is in one, I'll even expand it a little bit to anime. If you think you're more of a Gohan or a Piccolo, I'll let you go DBZ or somewhere like that.
Dude.
But if you have one person with how they live out their, whether it's morals, address, you got the little bit of the Wolverine beer going on, however you want to track it.
I'm going to super disappoint you right now.
Are you going to pick DC? Because all my references have been Marvel.
No, dude, I can't even do it because I don't know. I Oh, dude, I'm gonna let all of y'all down right now that are fans.
We're gonna have a lot of off-screen conversation after this and educating. I feel like.
So, man, check it out. I've never seen any of the Avengers movies.
Oh, I'm hurt.
I know, right? I've been meaning to, man. There's just so many. I don't know which one's first.
Oh, there's like two different ways you can look at it. They actually have like chronological in the universe, or they have release order. There's two ways.
So, all right, bro. I'm just gonna wing it here. Okay?
Go ahead.
So I'll make
it work for you.
I'm gonna say Spider-Man, and here's why.
Okay.
Because he's, and not in the like physical sense, but like he's flexible. He's and metaphorically speaking, I've tried a few different things in life, man. I've really expanded myself and been very flexible to learn different things. Is that good? Can I do that? Is that like, can we make that work, Spider-Man?
We can. I was going to say you're the friendly neighborhood loan originator.
That's it, dude. I'm going to change my IG handle to that today. That's pretty
added
funny,
a brand new
dude.
slogan.
That's it, man. They have a IG filter for my face for that or something.
I mean, I don't even know.
That's cool,
we can figure it out.
Spider-Man.
We can get you one of those tight one-piece suits.
Dude, that would be hideous on me. I need to come see you guys for some physical training before I.
Yeah, me and Ryan will get you right. We'll set up some plans. That's why I have the Insta tag Abvengers training.
There you go.
It's about creating.
Plug, dude. I like that. That was smooth.
It's creating your own superhero, your origin story.
I like it, dude.
That's what I like, because everybody comes into the gym, and they're like, some people are like, I don't want to be in the gym. I feel like everybody's looking at me. You have all these negative biases, but kind of similar to you, I wanted to learn everything I could possibly learn. I got yoga instructor certified.
Nice.
I'm never teaching yoga.
Dude.
I'm never doing
on
it. On
recruiting duty, we used to go do the color guard out on the football field for the Bills whenever I was stationed up in Buffalo, New York. And those dudes stretch and do all that kind of stuff all the time. So it definitely is important.
Oh, it's important.
I just hate it.
And why I wanted it is the muscles you use for the different asanas. That's what they're called, the positions, asanas. I learned something. You just kind of need to know how to gear it or how to get stronger in that way. So I just kind of wanted to diversify off the knowledge platform. But I did all that so I could help guide anybody with any way on how they're doing. I'm like, look, everybody else in the gym is just happy you're here.
Yeah.
So let's
yeah,
start.
No one cares.
Yeah.
Bro, I go to the world's smallest gym in the world. It's my HOA gym.
Okay.
And my son.
it maxes out at 25-pound weights.
Bro, I've had a talk with the lady who runs it. We have 50-pound dumbbells, and that's the most we have.
Oh.
And it's rough, dude, because I'm not a jack dude, but I'm all right. I can lift.
Yeah.
And we definitely need more than 50. So Wolf Creek HOA, do better.
There's that plug.
There's that plug. Do better. Because
that's all about the plugs.
Yeah. Dude, but anyway, we go in there and there's like 4 people, maybe tops.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, bro. I went to the gym in North Carolina and there was a bunch of people. No one cares, bro. You're just doing your thing.
Well, that's what held me up for the longest time too. On the other side of it, normally you think about bigger people getting skinny, but I'll show you pictures afterwards, or maybe we could pull it up in the podcast. But I had, when I came in at 18 for the ROTC, I looked like Captain America's before picture. And then if you get me now, I look like his after picture.
Nice.
And I have the people at work that make fun of me because I've gained about 80 pounds of muscle mass.
Wow.
Since then, with the conversion rate and everything. And it was like, I used to be like, oh, everybody's going to make fun of me. Like, I didn't do anything in high school, beginning college, it took me 24, 25 years old.
Yeah.
To get in there and then, never look back.
So who's your favorite then?
As far as superheroes,
I'm going to interview you now.
Okay. So as far as the superhero side goes, my favorite has always been Iron Man. And it's a little bit more for the intellectual side.
Cool.
So I was going to go this way a little bit early. I'm glad you kind of brought me back into this. You were kind of talking about you value teaching and the education and who you learn from and who's even you said Gapitol's mom, the mom of Gapitol.
Shout out to Tacy.
With all the knowledge there, we value it, right? So you get set up to like the Illuminati. And you have Black Panther, Mr. Fantastic. You have Doctor Strange. You got Beast. All these, I've always geared myself towards these badass, smart individuals. And, knowledge is power.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
You want that power as much as you want your physical power. And you go from there. But I actually have an Iron Man tattoo right here. It says Mark IV.
Really?
Yeah. So I got it for a bunch of different reasons. I'm Ray Sammons the fourth. So it has my Roman numeral on it. And then I'm just a giant nerd. And then the last one was that somebody goes, that's the same helmet that Master Chief wears in Halo. I'm like, all right, there's the third reason. Cool.
There you go.
Follow it right.
Bro, everything happens for a reason.
It does. You just keep lining it up. So I want to go through and kind of hit our last topic. We talked a little bit about your advice you would give somebody if they kind of joined, like right now, making it through the wall. Mm-hmm. But say the wall's not there. Say this current, marketing climate with the housing industry isn't there right now. And they're kind of coming in the same time, Matt came in. Mm. What would you give them, or like, what would you want them to kind of do a little bit different, or that would kind of help them excel? Other than like what you probably, there's maybe not those big walls, but there's little stumbles that you had.
Like finding what you like, finding what your passion is.
Finding what you like, just getting out there, creating their own origin story. What advice would you give for somebody to get through there?
Dude, I think one of the biggest things, and I've struggled with this a lot too, man, but here's the thing. I think if you show me your morning routine, I'll show you where you're missing the mark. I think a lot of people don't focus on themselves and don't invest in themselves enough to understand what makes them tick. So for like me,
self-reflection,
man. Is it inflection? Is it reflection?
Retrospection? Somebody knows the right word.
Any kind of inspection. Some type of
inspection.
I think is paramount in the beginning, because too many people don't find what they're passionate about. I don't work, bro. Mm-hmm. People ask me all the time, like, what time you clock out? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Clock out. They're like, yeah, man, the loan officer, that Navy Fed that I talked to, said I couldn't call him on the weekends. I'm like, dude, what does that even mean? Like, I don't clock out. I don't have a time hack. Like, it doesn't work that way, dude. I don't work. I just talk to my friends, man. And I educate. And
if you love what you do,
you never work a day in your life.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah. Yeah. John Adams or someone.
Quincy. One of them with the founding fathers.
Yeah.
Maybe Hamilton. He used to treasure, right? That's why he's on the dime.
I don't know, dude. Is he on the dime?
Yeah.
Huh. Homer Simpson.
He could have said it too. I wouldn't be put
dude,
past.
They say everything. They know everything
before it happens.
Yeah. How crazy is that? But I think some type of inspection will get you where you need to be, man. Honestly, I truly believe that, because if you can't understand yourself and what makes you tick, how are you going to make it through the adversity that we talked about? How are you going to stick with something? Because we've seen like Ice Age, right? The cartoon.
Yeah.
You know, the thing that I don't know, is it a squirrel that chases the nut all the time?
Yeah. I mean, it's got the squirrel's ancestor.
Yeah, that thing. So how could that thing, we laugh at it because it's silly, right?
Yeah.
It's always chasing something and going crazy. Cats chasing lasers, whatever. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense. That's what it looks like when somebody jumps from different thing to different thing to different thing to different thing, and they're chasing that shiny object. Yeah. Find something that you're passionate about. Work on doing that up front so that you can settle in and become a master at your craft, provide as much value as humanly possible, and then just go do it, dude. Just go do it, because it's not going to feel like work. And that's what I do, dude. I go on vacation and my phone's ringing. I go on vacation, I'm on the computer sitting in Hawaii, like overlooking the ocean, knocking out pre-approvals, and I'm loving every second of it.
It's exciting.
It is, dude, because I know I'm changing life. So I think to answer your question, man, to help someone find their breakout or their origin or whatever, is take some time to focus on yourself, not in like a selfish or egotistical way, but like a self-preservation way. Because, dude, we do not want to just work our lives away and work a 9 to 5 for somebody else and make their dreams come true. So is that good?
I think that's perfect. Cool, you hit on a lot of different things that coagulate and that wind up being reoccurring themes.
That's it.
Passion, right? Action. Going out there just doing it.
Yeah, dude, we can speak anything into existence. And I'm huge about speaking things into existence. But then you have to take some action. You have to become something. You have to change something in your life. Your life can't change without you changing something. So, yeah, dude, action. Action's huge. Too many people just sit back and talk about it all the time.
Yeah. You know, sit back and talk and wish things were a little bit different than what they were. But
that's it.
The second you start making that jump.
Yeah, they say hope in one hand, or wish in one hand and what in the other, and see which one fills up first. Yeah. You ever heard that?
Who said George Washington? Is that?
I think when he was crossing the Delaware, he said that.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Delaware. I thought he said Telly ho.
Tally ho. He might have said that.
Might have said something like that.
Yeah.
We could just keep making up quotes all day long.
That's it.
Nobody fact check this.
Yeah,
all.
please don't. Cool. Man.
Yeah, I love it.
Right.
Did you talking about the squirrel? I always thought that was just a different analogy, but I liked how you put it better. I thought it was just, chasing a nut.
Yeah, dude. I mean, sure. I thought about that on the way down here. I was thinking about these questions,
Squirrels
right?
and
I was like, yeah, just jumping around and trying to do different things, man. Because my wife and I were talking about it yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I tried a bunch of different stuff. She's like, no, you didn't. Not really. You just kind of went for real estate and then whatever. And I said, yeah, you're right. I noticed a lot of these young entrepreneurs, they jump around, they try to chase whatever's flashy. They try to jump from real estate to selling insurance.
Follow the trends.
Things. I'm like, dude, just buckle down, dude. Do one thing and do it extremely well.
That's why I'm transitioning a little bit too, from the Navy, the active duty side, to the personal training. Is I started just doing it on the side because I was in the gym 2 hours a day anyways.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with being there.
That's it.
And it's the same thing, helping people.
Passionate.
You're helping people. It's a positive environment. Yep. Hey, I lost this much weight. My blood pressure's down.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of success stories, and you make people happy.
That's it, man. Where else can you find like more positive people? Think about it, because you're releasing all those chemicals, right? I don't know which one's
endorphins,
or whatever it is.
You're just always happy.
That's it, dude. I go to the gym and I like get all happy. I start texting my wife like really sappy love stuff, like, hey, thanks for breakfast. It was awesome. Like, you were great.
Usually I'm putting on like angry music when I'm lifting, but you get so happy. I tell a joke. I
started listening to John Mayer.
I had a buddy of mine, and we were on deployment, and my Spotify died with the subscription. So I was like, hey, let me borrow your iPad or whatever. And he gives it to me, and I go to listen to it, and everything on it is like Mariah Carey, Celine Dion. And I'm like, dude, what the hell is this? He goes, it mellows me out, man. And I'm like, I don't want to be mellowed out while I'm lifting.
Man.
I need angry.
This was on deployment?
This was on deployment. I had nothing else but Celine Dion. I'm sitting there lifting to My Heart Will Go On.
Oh, man. How many grams had he eaten at that time?
I had to go. You forget, I'm an officer. The war dream. I can sneak a little more calories. That's just funny.
Well,
so
cool, man.
I think we're going to wrap up for the day. Matthew, thank you so much for being on board and talking to me and sharing with me and everything. And everybody out here watching and listening and just participating. I hope we all got something. I know I did.
Cool.
Hey, well,
thank you.
If it wasn't,
I appreciate you.
Even if it was just the quotes we made up.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was worth watching this just in and of itself. If you didn't listen to anything I said because I sound like a hillbilly, like, just listen to the quotes.
All right. Well, thank you everybody out there for watching. And, I hope we made an impression.
Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all having me on.